Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are bringing you live action featuring the Seibu Lions and the Orix Buffaloes. It is the third game of the opening series, and the Orix Buffaloes have won the first two games of the set, and they're looking to complete the sweep here tonight in Saitama. And we are going to give you the starting lineups as we move along here, as the game is just about ready to get underway, as Kaima Taira has completed his warm-up tosses. And this game is ready to get going. Leading off for the Buffaloes tonight, it's Tomoya Noguchi. He is wearing number 9, playing shortstop. It'll be Masahiro Nishino batting second at second base. Kai Nakagawa is hitting third, and he is in center field tonight. Designated hitter is Yataro Sugimoto, as the first pitch has been delivered to Noguchi, and it's taken for a called strike, and we are underway. The fifth hitter is Tomoya Mori, as there is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. Yumamune, Marwin Gonzalez, Shuhei Fukuda, and Takumasa Chano complete the starting lineup for the Buffaloes, as the split finger pitch is delivered and swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Taira wastes very little time. He gets the ball, and he's ready to go to work. Here's the 1-2 offering, and it is a split-finger pitch waved at and missed. And Noguchi is in the books for out number 1 here in the first inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that brings up Masahiro Nishino. Well, for Nishino, he is 1 for 4 on the season. We've got our friend God is Great in the house here for a Low from the Rising Sun, and we appreciate you for jumping in, as is everybody else who will make it into the stream, whether live or on a delay. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Nishino. Nishino bats from the left side as he asks for time and steps out. We have CV Baseball card collector in the house here as well, as the right-hander Taira waits, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to short. It is fielded neatly by Kadama, who is the shortstop, and he fires over to first. That's going to retire Nishino on a ground out 6-3 for out number 2, and that'll leave it all up to the center fielder, Kai Nakagawa. Well, that's one thing that Taira has done here. He's come out throwing strikes. Of the first 5 pitches he has thrown, only 1 ball so far. He is attacking the hitters, and the Buffaloes hitters are putting balls into play. So this brings to the plate Nakagawa, who is 5 for 8 on the early part of the season. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs, and he pitches a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Nakagawa off to a flying start for the Buffaloes, have been the bats in the first 2 games. There is a fastball delivered, taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We got our friend Mick3OI official in the house, and we appreciate you for being here too. So there's a fastball swung on, and it's tap foul over on the third base side, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Nakagawa. Taira wastes very little time. He gets the ball, and he is ready to go. No pitch clock required here in the Japanese league, as Taira has his own pitch clock he's working from. And that is full speed ahead. There's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul behind the first base side of home plate, and that's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taira ready to go back to work again. It looks like there's a few empty seats in the house tonight, but good crowds in this opening series between these 2 ball clubs, as there is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll get you the starting lineup for the Seibu Lions after this half inning. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball. It's check swing and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Defensively for the Lions tonight in the outfield from left to right, it is Shohei Suzuki in left. The center fielder is Mark Payton, and in right field it is Ido. Around the horn from first to third is Yamakawa at first. Tonosaki's at second. The shortstop is Kadama. And the third baseman is McKinnon, and the battery, of course, is Taira and Yuta Koga. As here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And Nakagawa goes down looking for out number 3 here in the first inning, and that will do it for the Buffaloes. There was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 1 half inning. It's the Buffaloes, no score, and the Lions coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back at the call, the bottom of the first inning, in just a couple moments right after this. Appreciate y'all for listening in tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you the starting lineups. And the starting lineup that we have to give you is for the Seibu Lions. Leading off in center field is number 10, Mark Payton. Hitting second is the third baseman wearing number 30. That's David McKinnon. In the 3 spot is the second baseman, number 5, Shuta Tonosaki. Hitting cleanup is the first baseman, number 3, Hotaka Yamakawa. Batting fifth is a DH tonight, and that is Takumi Kuriyama, who wears number 1. Batting sixth, the left fielder is number 46, Shohei Suzuki. And the 7th spot is the right fielder, number 53, Ito. Batting 8th is the catcher, Yuta Koga. He wears 22. And batting 9th, playing shortstop, is number 0, Ryosuke Kadama. And they are going to be facing tonight Taisuke Yamaoka as the right-hander takes to the hill here to face the Lions in his first start of the NPB season. We got Eris 385 here, and we've got Mick 3Y official. We appreciate those for watching, and as well, Steve Rademacher in the house, giving us his love and support. Well, Mark Payton steps to the plate. He's 2 for 10 on the early going. He has nothing across the slash line. He bats from the left side. Former Chicago White Sox in his first foray to the NPB, and he swings at the first pitch and he taps it slowly over to first. It is fielded by the first baseman Marwin Gonzalez, who steps on the bag, and that's going to retire Payton on a ground out to 3 for out number 1 here in the first inning. That'll bring up the third baseman David McKinnon. Well, what's interesting about that is last night in the ball game, the Lions 3 times in the 9 innings went after the first pitch, and 3 times they were able to find themselves as easy outs in that ball game, and that's what we have here. They 1 pitch and 1 away, and that brings up David McKinnon. Well, for McKinnon on the young season, he's 2 for 9, and he takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. He looks back to the home plate umpire, seemingly to ask if that's as far as he goes, because that pitch was on the outside corner, probably at its furthest point. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1 to McKinnon. McKinnon bats from the right side. The Lions players in the last few years, at least in my opinion, I don't know if the import players have given the production that Saitama has really wanted. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is now 2-1. Brian O'Grady was in the lineup for them last year, and I thought he was productive at times. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he is applying his trade this year in the KBO. A couple of years ago, Corey Spangenberg had played for the Lions. There was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. And offensively, they haven't really had the impact of the import players from North America that I'm sure they would have liked. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now runs full to McKinnon. McKinnon will be followed by Shuta Tonosaki. Defensively for the Buffaloes tonight, the outfield from left to right, it's Shuhei Fukuda is in left. The center fielder is Kai Nakagawa, and in right it is Takumasa Chano, who he got the start in left field last night. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Yamaoka. It's a fastball swung on. It is driven to deep right field, drifting back and just in front of the warning track and making the catch is Chano. And that is going to retire McKinnon for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to Shuta Tonosaki. The rest of the Buffaloes lineup defensively from first to third, Gonzalez is at first, Nishino is at second, the shortstop Noguchi, and the third baseman is Yumamune, with the battery of Yamaoka and Mori. So 2 gone in the first, and Tonosaki strides to the plate. He's off to a fast start this year, 4 for 8. And he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Both pitchers have been very efficient here in their first inning as the pitch is delivered. It's a fastball that just misses low, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. There is a good crowd on hand and a lot of people wearing white t-shirts. It's almost a whiteout, so to speak, in Seibu tonight. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Tonosaki. Just as a couple of reminders, we'll be back on the airwaves next week for the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday games. As the fastball is taken inside, they go down to the third base umpire, and up goes the right hand. As he said, Tonosaki had gone around on the pitch, and that's going to run the count to 2-2. Our friend Ruben Hogan has made an appearance tonight, and we're glad you stopped in, Ruben. And he wants to know if the Japanese have a time clock like MLB pitchers have. And the answer to that is no, they don't, but they work like they do because they are working at a very fast pace tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-2 to Tonosaki. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector asks, so which foreign players are the big names this year? Well, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest name of the bunch is the former Cy Young Award winner Trevor Bauer, who has inked the deal with the Yokohama Danabe Stars. There was a fastball swung on and fouled into the feet of the hitter, and the count is going to remain at 3-2. Other players to keep your eye on: the Chinichi Dragons inked Aristides Aquino of the Cincinnati Reds. He has joined the Dragons for the season. Gregory Polanco is no longer a Yomiuri Giant. He is a Chiba Lotte Marine. Of course, he played last year and had a pretty good year for the Giants. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Tonosaki. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. If I had to say some other players that we'd want to kind of track and follow, well, another one has to be Marwin Gonzalez of the Buffaloes. Not only is he with the Buffaloes, but I'd also have to say that Frank Schwindel is another player. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. Our friend Ruben Hogan says Bauer couldn't make an MLB roster. Well, as you may recall, Bauer was suspended for 2 seasons by Major League Baseball. The arbiter rescinded 1 year of the suspension, and yet no other team would take him. I can say the word collusion, and you can make your own conclusions from that word. No other team is going to touch him this year. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. It is fielded by the second baseman, Nishino, who throws to first, and that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the inning as they go in order 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Buffaloes no score, the Lions no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We got some great baseball here tonight between the Buffaloes and the Lions. Hold tight. We'll be back after this with our friend, you guessed it, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We're ready to get the action going again as it's going to be the heart of the Buffalo batting order. That means Yataro Sugimoto, Tomoya Mori, and Yuma Mune here to face the right-hander Kaima Taira. And Taira ready to go to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. We didn't give the defensive lineup for the Lions in the first inning. As there is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Or at least I can't remember if we did. We may have raced through it because we were having to give the lineups. So we'll get you that here in just a moment. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2. Our friend Ruben Hogan says, how's the salary in Japanese baseball? Well, Trevor Bauer, as the Dodgers released him and walked away, what was it, from $27 million, or they had to pay him the 27. There's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and Sugimoto goes down on strikes for out number 1. And that's going to bring up the count to Tomoya Mori. If you recall, they have to pay him. Any team that signed Bauer could pick him up for the league minimum. But him going over to Japan, he actually signed a 1-year, $4 million deal with the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars. So at least this year, Bauer's laughing. The Dodgers are paying him $27 million to stay away, and the Bay Stars are giving him $4 million to play. I could do the math. That's $31 million. Not a bad piece of work for a fellow who was out of ball for a year. And there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Mori is 2 for 6 on the season. He's got a homer and 1 RBI. And here's the pitch from Tyra. It's a fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The place is packed. It is good to see. When they pan the crowd, I would say tonight it's a little bit more. People are not wearing their masks in the stands. We saw that last night as that fastball misses outside, count is 1-2. It's still a very masked society, as are the Japanese, and you see a lot of people that are still in the area where they are masked up. CV Baseball Collector says he was hoping the Angels would grab him. If the Angels did grab Trevor Bauer, probably would have been a bust. That's just the way it seems. Poor Artie Moreno just can't seem to get a break other than Trout and Otani. That's that split finger pitch misses down, and the count is 2-2 to Mori. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Tyra gets his sign from the catcher Koga. And now time has been called as Mori steps out of the batter's box. We're going to do this all over again. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 3-2. Our friend Eris385 says, is Roberto Osuna pitching for the Hawks again this year? Actually, he was pitching for Chiba last year, and the Hawks signed him as a free agent in the offseason. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Mori goes down on strikes. That is strikeout number 4 here in the early going for Tyra. He is on fire. He has fanned 4 of the first 5 batters he has faced. I have to tell you, last year when we called the game that Roki Sasaki fired that no-hitter, I have to say here, Tyra is in a groove. Keep your eyes peeled because he is just moving right through this Buffalo offense. And the first pitch delivered to Yuma Mune is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Mune. Tyra back to work again, and it's a fastball that misses low, and now the count is 1-1. So Osuna did sign with the Hawks in the offseason, and I have to say, when you watch Roberto Osuna pitch, he is in another whole type of food chain than everybody else that's out there. As far as I'm concerned, he is absolutely unbelievable. His arm, and not just his arm, but the movement on his pitch, a lot of movement, a lot of backdoor run as that fastball delivered to Mune misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yuma Mune. Again, Tyra holds at the belt and delivers. It's a breaking ball missing outside. And now the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Tyra works to the set position and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line, and that runs the count full to Mune. Mune did a pretty good job of getting a piece of it and fighting it off as the count is 3-2. Tyra leans in. He gets his sign from his catcher, Koga, and he works set to the belt. Now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to third. McKinnon fields it on the backhand. He throws to first, and Mune is gone on a ground out 5-3 for out number 3. And that is going to do it for the Buffaloes in their half of the second inning. Well, they go in order again. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom half of the second inning. Your score, the Buffaloes nothing and the Lions nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. We appreciate y'all for listening in tonight. And we appreciate everything about Japanese baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the second inning, and the heart of the Lions batting order is coming to bat. That's Hatake Yamakawa, Takumi Kuriyama, and Shohei Suzuki. The big fella Yamakawa comes to bat. He is 1 for 9 on the early going. The Pacific League home run champion takes a breaking ball outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Yamakawa batting from the right side. He's right up on top of the plate. He is challenging the pitcher Yamaoka, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball waved out and missed, and the count is now 1-1 to the big slugging first baseman. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. The right-hander works to the set position, and Yamaoka now kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 1-2 to Yamakawa. I'd go right back to the well if I was Yamaoka. They have not been able to show us anything here other than swing and misses, as the 1-2 is on the way. And he does give another breaking ball, but this time it is down. A good block by the catcher, as that is Tomoya Mori behind the dish. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. So Ruben Hogan had asked earlier about how are the salaries in Japan. And some of the Japanese players are compensated very well. There's a breaking ball that is swung on, and it's lifted foul. And the count remains at 2-2. I think of certain players who won't see the light of day in North America, and that would be players like Yuki Yanagita for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. As there is a breaking ball swung on, it gets away from Mori. He has to go and retrieve it. They throw down to first base, and Yamakawa is going to be retired on strikes. That's going to go as a strikeout, 2-3 for out number 1, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. Well, as I said, some of the players are compensated very well. I think of Hayato Sakamoto of the Giants. I also think, as I said, Tetsudo Yamada, the Yakult Swallows. Some of those players, and of course Yanagita for the Hawks, may never set foot in North America or ever play here. And you think about it, it's really only a 45-minute flight from Osaka to Tokyo. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. It's ball 1 to Kuriyama. And the overall travel in the league is very, very low. There's 5 teams in the Tokyo area, 2 in Osaka. There's 7 of your 12 teams. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes even at 1-1 to Kuriyama. Kuriyama on the season is 1 for 4 in the early going. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. So if you're compensated, and for all intents and purposes, you can sleep in your own bed in a 43 game season, as there's a ball that swung on. It's popped up over on the third base side. Coming in on it is Yuma Mune. He makes the catch and falls to the ground. And that is going to retire Kuriyama for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 away, and it's going to leave it up to Shohei Suzuki. Well, if you can sleep in your own bed for potentially over half of the season, You don't have to do a whole lot of travel. That makes it pretty easy to be able to play. The two teams that are up in the Sapporo region, Hokkaido and Tohoku, well, there's some extended travel there, especially when you got to go play Fukuoka down in the southwest. And the first pitch delivered to Suzuki is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Suzuki getting the first start of the season tonight, seeing his first action as he takes a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander Yamaoka delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-1. Have to like these two pitchers. When you see them, Yamaoka and Taira, on the game sheet, you know the game is going to go quickly. Both of these pitchers waste very little time. They go right to work. And here's the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses down, and the count is now 3-1 to Suzuki. So 3 balls and 1 strikes. Both teams are looking for their first base runner. As the right-hander Yamaoka kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Suzuki's got himself a 2-out walk here in the second inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Ito. Well, for Ito on the season, he is 3 for 8. He's got a homer and 1 RBI. That home run came in the season opener. As he will come to bat here, we'll take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard as we roll through this one here. The other game in the Central League that has a score, in the Pacific League that has a score right now, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are leading the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 1-0 in the middle of the 5th. As the hander Yamaoka ready to go to work, he delivers to Ito. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. The other game in the Pacific League is between the Chibalote Marines and Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. That game is locked up at 0s. They're in the top of the second inning, much as we are here. Here comes the 1-0 pitch as we're in the bottom of the second inning. And there is a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1 on Ito. In the Central League at the bottom of the 6th inning, Chinichi has a 1-0 lead over the Amuri Giants. And the Swallows and the Carp are tied at 2 in the 3rd. The Hanshin Tigers and Yokohama Danabe Stars. It is 0-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ito as the right-hander Yamaoka gets the sign for the catcher Mori, but he fires over to first, and diving back in time is the runner Suzuki. You got to keep an eye on Shohei Suzuki. He can run a little bit. As the right-hander ready to go back to work, he gets the sign for Mori. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. Balls and 1 strike. Our friend Oami, who has popped in here to say hello, and we welcome you to the stream. We thank you for jumping in. Obviously, we're excited to call Japanese baseball, and anytime we get folks that come in from Japan, if you are in Japan, we're glad to have you. There is a breaking ball swung on, missed. The throw is down to second base, and it squirts away from the second baseman, Nishino, who's over to cover. It's going to be a stolen base for Suzuki. He's going to get himself into scoring position. I'll have to see if that last pitch was a ball or a strike. We check again on Ito. Ito has swung through the pitch. The throw down to second actually was the shortstop who was over to cover, and that was Noguchi. The ball short hopped him and then scored it away. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ito, but the runner is in scoring position now. Suzuki establishes his lead at second base as the right-hander Yamaoka gets his sign from Mori, and he works to the set position. He checks the runner, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly down the first base line, but it's just going to trickle foul. Yamaoka swats it away, and that's going to keep the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As mentioned, we'll be back on the airwaves again this week for lots of action. It'll be the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Saitama Seibu Lions. So hopefully you can join us for that one. That will be on Monday evening, so to speak, North American time. It's the Tuesday ball game in Japan. And here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on it. His pop foul behind home plate. Racing back is Maury, but he's going to run out of real estate. That's going to drift into the seats and keep the count at 2-2. And then on the Wednesday and Thursday games, Japan time, it will be doing the Fighters and the Marines. And then next weekend, we will be doing the Eagles and the Marines. So we're going to see a diet of Chibalote Marines for 5 ball games next week. We'll get a feel over there. They have a play on at second base, but the pitcher Yamaoka didn't even take a look back to see what was going on. They have signals that are happening here as the shortstop Noguchi is trying to keep the runner Suzuki close. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Maury dropped the ball, but he tags Ito, and that is going to do it here. That will be the side in the second inning. Well, there were no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, but there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 2 complete. Your score is the Orix Buffaloes 0 and the Seibu Lions 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Our friend Andy is back in the house, and we're glad you're here. We can talk Japanese baseball as he also is in Japan. We're glad you're with us tonight, Andy. Stick around. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 3rd inning. This game is skipping along at a pretty good pace so far. Nothing is the scoreline. The right-handers are in a battle here as Kaima Taira has come out on fire. He has struck out 4 of the 6 batters he's retired. And this one here, where Yamaoka has struggled a little bit more, he has struck out a couple, but he allowed the first base run of the ball game, a walk to Shohei Suzuki in the bottom of the 2nd. Right now, this game is locked at 0s as we move to the top of the 3rd inning. Our friend Andy is currently holidaying in Osaka. He says 75 degrees and cherry blossom season in full bloom. I can say here in the lower mainland of British Columbia, the cherry blossoms are in full swing here as well. It's absolutely gorgeous time of the year. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball from Taira that misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Marwin Gonzalez. Bottom 3rd of the order, Gonzalez, Fukuda, and Chano here to face the right-hander Taira, who delivers a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Taira delivers again. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The Hanshin Tigers are playing in the Osaka Dome right now. There's a fastball taken for a strike at the knees, and the count is now 2-2. Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez on the season 2 for 8. No homers and 1 RBI. He got his first 2 knocks of the campaign last night. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. It's over the netting and into the seats. That keeps the count at 2-2. Friend Andy says, holiday with a question mark. He says, this is our lifestyle. We're digital nomads, albeit maybe the oldest ones in the area. There is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 3-2. Well, in some ways, Andy, maybe the life is a holiday. You have to like that. Our friend Oami says they want the Buffaloes to win and score. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined right to the glove of the second baseman, Tanasaki. Gonzalez hit the ball right on the screws, right to the glove of Gonzalez, and that is going to retire him for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Shuhei Fukuda. Well, for Fukuda, he is 1 for 5 in the early going. He gets the start in left field tonight. Fukuda has, in the batting order last night, he's been dropped down a little bit. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Last night he had a single in 5 trips to the plate. He did score a run. As the pitch is delivered, there's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend in the living room is in the house as well. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says he'll be in our neck of the woods in July. I don't know if he's coming to the lower mainland or if he is going to be in Japan. Because when you're in this area, I'll be getting ready to go to Japan. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fukuda. Fukuda here waiting on the offering from the righty Taira, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first, fielded neatly by Yamakawa, and he's going to win the race to the bag. That's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for out number 2, and that'll leave it up to the right fielder, to Takamasa Chano. Giving myself a tongue twister there, so that is who is coming to the plate. Apologize if I make any errors in enunciation to the name, as we do take that seriously, and we want to make sure that we are giving it correctly. And there is a first pitch breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Chano. Chano on the young season is 1 for 6. That's from the left side, and the pitch is a breaking ball that just misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. 42 pitches so far for the right-hander Taira. As he works to the set position and now kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Say a breaking ball, I take a look at that pitch. It almost looks like it's a slip change coming out of the hand of the right-hander. Has a lot of downward depth to it. I'll have to take a look and see what that is a little closer on some of the highlights. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the left-handed hitting Chano waiting here on the offering from Taira, who holds set at the belt and now delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or CV says that he's going to be heading up to Alaska. I see. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and that runs the count now to 3-2 on Chano. I've never been up that far. And I should say I've never been up to Alaska. I've been as high as Prince George, British Columbia, but that hasn't been recent. That was 32 years ago. I was in Prince George for, I'd say, about 3 nights, and probably if I had to go there again, I don't know, I've never been racing back. And there's a fastball that misses inside to Chano, and he's going to be the first base runner allowed by Taira tonight, as he's got himself a 2-out walk. That'll bring up the top of the order, Tomoya Noguchi. Well, for Noguchi tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up, 1 for 9 on the season. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. Our friend Steve Rademacher joins us back again. And there's a fastball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0 now to Noguchi. Our friend Andy was telling us the other night that he went to the spring semifinals at the Cochin Stadium. He says, big fun. Cochin has already launched its 100-year anniversary celebration, opened in 1924. Lots of signage and 100-year souvenirs all about. Looking forward to it. I'll have about 10 days in the Osaka area at the end of August, early September, as there is a split finger that is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. I've been before. I've been a couple of times and spend about 8 days in Tokyo area, and then thinking about posting up for 10 in Osaka. I haven't sorted out those accommodations yet. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Noguchi. Should Noguchi get on, it'll be Masahiro Nishino to follow here in the 3rd inning. So Taira works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. And that is going to do it, as Noguchi stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 3. That's going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the third. Your score is the Buffaloes 0 and the Lions 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in the bottom of the third inning when we return after this. But this time it's our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the third inning. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Seibu Lions. It is Yuta Koga, Ryosuke Kodama, and Mark Payton come to bat here to face the Lions, or as their Lions are coming to bat to face Taisuke Yamaoka here in the third inning. Our friend Andy says, appreciate the broadcast. They're just finishing up at a cafe for a picnic under cherry blossoms. It's 2:40 in Japan. Well, we appreciate you popping in, Andy, and hopefully you can join us again later in the week. We'll be back on once again. And as the first pitch is a fastball, take it for a ball outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yuta Koga. As the right-hander delivers a breaking ball that misses, and I don't know if that was upstairs or where it was, but that pitch looked pretty good, and the count is now 2-0. The home plate umpire said so. No at-bats yet this year for Koga. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. As we said, we're going to catch up on the out-of-town scoreboard, as now there's a lot of action going on around the NPB. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 3-1. Gave our picks on our community page today, and last night we were 4-1. There was a tie game, and we like to call those a push. So we're not picking ties in the business of it. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right center field. This ball is going to get down, and it's going to get up off the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Koga, and he's going to get in there with a leadoff double here to start the third inning. The bottom of the third inning, I should say, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Ryosuke Kodama. Well, for Kodama, this is his second appearance of the year. He is 0 for 1 on the season. Scores across the NPB are all tied right now. The other games that are locked at zeros are the Tigers and the Bay Stars and the Hawks and the Marines. The Fires have tied it up with the Golden Eagles. That game's in the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 there. The Giants have tied the score against the Chinichi Dragons. That game is 1-1 in the middle of the 7th. As there is a fastball, it is bunted. Tomoya Mori fields it. He's going to throw over to first. And that is going to retire the shortstop Kodama, who laid down the sacrifice bunt. It's going to advance Koga over to third. First out of the inning. And now Mark Payton comes to the plate with a chance to drive in the first run of the ball game for the Lions. Our friend Andy says, maybe someday I'll be at a game you're doing, and that would be a lot of fun. Well, I hope, Andy, that you are. Maybe you can listen in while we're doing it and tell them in the press box, hey, look we got a guy who can help give your game a lift in North America. There's a first pitch breaking ball that is check swing Swung on. The count is quickly 0-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Mick is giving updates. Yeah, all games tied across the NPB right now. Some have scores and some don't. As here comes the 0-1 pitch from Yamaoka, who holds set and now delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side, and now he's way up on Peyton at 0-2. The Lions crowd is in full voice. They're clapping. It almost looks like a soccer stadium, the way that they're on their feet, giving their support to their home ball club. The Lions are in their traditional home whites tonight. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Yamaoka holds set. As he kicks and delivers, it is a split-fingered pitch, swung on and missed. Going to throw down to first base, and that is going to retire Peyton. It's going to go down as a strikeout, 2-3. It's going to be the second out of the inning, and holding at third is Koga. That's going to leave it all up to David McKinnon. Friend Mick says, I see you had the Bay Stars, but I got Hanshin. Well, I thought I've picked the Bay Stars every game in this series. They had the tie last night. The Bay Stars put a 4 spot on the board in the first inning. And, you know, the unfortunate part is that they just couldn't hang on. Their pitching wasn't very good. Nothing was working for them last night, except for that first couple innings where they put 4 in the first and 1 in the second, and then it was goose eggs after that. The first pitch to McKinnon misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strike. Right-hander Yamaoka works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We do appreciate everybody who is checking in with us tonight. Lots of Japanese baseball to come this year. We are going to be on our best behavior, trying to get as much as we can get done. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field, moving over to his right and making the catch as Nakagawa, and that is going to be leaving David McKinnon very frustrated, as he is going to be retired for out number 3. Well, there was a bit of a waste there, as we had a leadoff double by Koga, and he was stranded at third. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We're now moving to the top of the 4th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 0 and the Lions 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th inning when we return after this. Appreciate y'all for checking in with us tonight. Here's another one from our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out Steve after the game. Let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you. And don't forget his Unfiltered Fridays, where even you can leave him a middle finger.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top half of the 4th inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Orix batting order coming to bat. That means Masahiro Nishino, Kai Nakagawa, and Yutaro Sugimoto here to face the right-hander Kaima Taira, who is on for his 4th inning of work. Our friend CB Baseball Card Collector asked the question, so is that stadium 100 years old? Yeah, the Koshin Stadium is quite the stadium. It's an iconic piece in Osaka. It's a few train stops away from Osaka Station, and there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Nishino. Nishino 0 for 1 tonight as he grounded to the shortstop his first time up. 1 for 5 on the early going this season. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. The outside of the Scotian Stadium kind of reminds you of Wrigley Field in some ways. There's a lot of ivy that surrounds it. And of course, ivy is in the inside part. There's a ball that is tapped over to third, and charging hard is McKinnon. He throws off a 1 foot, and it's not going to be in time to get the diving Nishino, as he's going to get himself an infield single. And that is going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Buffaloes, as Nishino is aboard to lead off the inning here. Tough play there by McKinnon. He gloved it on the backhand side, fired across his body to first, but Nishino was able to get in here. It was like a swinging bunt. And so that is where we have it. It is Nishino, the runner at first, and Kai Nakagawa stepping to the plate. Well, for Nakagawa, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. 5 for 9 on the early going, and the pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. No homers and 2 RBIs for the Buffaloes center fielder, as here he is waiting on the offering from the right-hander Tyra. Tyra, when nobody is on, he works extremely quickly. When there are runners on base, he does slow the tempo down. And there is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes to Nakagawa. So as our friend CB Baseball Card Collector said, that stadium is 100 years old. It's also very unique as it's got a all-dirt infield. And it is the only other regular stadium possesses that. There are some other stadiums that are there, and there's a breaking ball that misses, and I'm not sure where that missed. Pitch looked pretty darn good. Maybe in the eyes of the umpire it was a little bit low, but that's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nakagawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nakagawa bats here with the runner Nishino at first and nobody out. As Tyra holds set and now delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on. It is tap foul down the third base line. It's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. We are here in the top of the 4th inning. This game has got some pretty electric pace to it, and that is to the credit of both of the pitchers. Not to mention the 60 seconds in between innings, like in North America where it seems like you got to wait forever for the commercials. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Nakagawa digs in, and there's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. Again, the count is going to remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. After Nakagawa, it'll be Yataro Sugimoto to follow here in the 4th inning. Tyra gets his side from his catcher Koga. Now he works to the set position. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is hit back up the middle. Tyra had to hopscotch over the ball. I don't know if it actually hit him or if he had to get himself out of the way, but that's going to be a base hit for Nakagawa. That's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out, and it's going to bring up Yataro Sugimoto to the plate. Well, the Buffaloes are about to stampede the Lions again here tonight as they got something going here. It was a really interesting play. If you're on Instagram later and you're wanting to see the highlights, that ball was driven right back up at the pitcher, and he had to hop and skip out of the way. And ended up ball going right into center field for a base hit for Nakagawa, and that's going to bring Sugimoto to the dish. Well, Sugimoto comes to the plate. He is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his only time up. He is 2 for 8 on the year, and there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to short. They go to second for 1. Back to first. That's going to be a double play. It's going to go as a 6-4-3 variety in the books, as Sugimoto is retired for the second out on the back end of the double play. It is going to advance Nishino over to third with 2 out. It's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Well, wouldn't it be ironic if the former Lions catcher was able to do the damage here to put some runs on the board against his old ball club? Living Room is here after all of the WWE wrestling matches. He says he is exhausted. Mick says the Giants are threatening right now. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Mori. We've been keeping an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard as we have been doing tonight. And it is action all the way around the NPB as there is a fastball that misses and the count is 1-1. Hawks are beating the Marines 4-0. That's after 2 innings. But it looks like the scoreboard has slowed up a little bit here, or maybe not. It is 1-1 with the Eagles and the Fighters. As that fastball is swung on and grounded foul on the first base side. The count is 1-2. Giants, Dragons 1-1. Swallows, Carp 2-2. The Bay Stars and the Tigers are locked at zeros. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded and foul past the bag at third base. Again, it keeps the count at 1-2. I would think that Tomoya Mori has probably seen all kinds of what Tyra can do. Obviously having to catch him so he knows what he throws. The question is what is he going to throw to Tomoya Mori? And so here comes the 1-2 offering, and there's a splitter that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mori. Mori is 2 for 7 on the season. He does have a homer. That was on the opening night. It was a solo shot. As Mori here waits on the offering from Tyra. The right-hander works to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside. They're going to peel over to the third base umpire, but they say that Mori didn't go, and that runs the count full to 3-2. We got to look at the replay on that one, and I think Tomoya Mori was fortunate that the third base umpire didn't go up with the right hand, but that's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the payoff pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a split finger that misses inside. That's going to be ball 4. And Mori is going to get himself a walk. That's going to put runners on the corners with 2 gone. That'll bring up the third baseman, Yumamune. Friend CV Baseball Card Collector asked the question and says, how many of the World Baseball Classic Japanese team are playing in the States? Not as many as you think. Obviously, Seiya Suzuki would have been on the ball club, but he was hurt in spring training. So no Suzuki. Obviously, there is Shohei Ohtani. But when I have to think about some of the players, there are more players, probably Japanese players, playing in the MLB that didn't play on the classic team, such as Kodai Senga or the pitcher that started for the Oakland A's today, Fujinami, former Hanshin Tiger. There's 2 guys that come to mind. So I'm not sure exactly how many are there still left in Major League Baseball. Obviously, Lars Nootbaar played for the Japanese. He was their leadoff hitter. They've got Masataka Yoshida, who signed that contract with the Boston Red Sox. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on his top slot, his grounded slowly over to second, fielded by the second baseman and over to first. That's going to be a ground out 4-3, and that's how the inning is going to end. There was no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runs left the board. We're through 3.5. Your score is the Buffaloes 0 and the Lions 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few minutes. Or a few moments after this. We appreciate y'all for listening in. Zero zero as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome in Troy, our good friend from Michigan. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is our friend Troy in the house tonight. We appreciate you, and I know he is a longtime Detroit Tiger fan, and it is painful to watch that group play right now as they are absolutely terrible. Can't hit, and they're off to a start again this year that shows that they can't hit. And is the way it is going in Detroit. It's going to be a long year for the Tiger faithful, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And it is going to bring at least another top 5 pick for Detroit fans, most likely again for next year, as I think we're going to see a couple of more lean years. Rebuild number 2 on the way. Well, we've got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Lions. It is Shuta Tonosaki, Hataka Yamakawa, and Takumi Kuriyama. 3, 4, and 5 here to face Yamaoka, who delivers a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. 49 pitches through the first 3 innings for the Buffaloes right-hander. As he works and kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. I wonder what the pitch count will be for him tonight and how long he is going to be there. Our friend in the living room asks, is he from Troy? As there's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is 1-2. Maybe he is from, for some reason, I think he is not downriver. I think he is more towards Auburn Hills, that area, if I remember right. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down it in, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Yamaoka works to the stretch position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Tonosaki is down on strikes. He's gone for out number 1 here in the 4th inning, and that's going to bring up Otake Yamakawa. By my books, that is the 4th strikeout in the books tonight for Yamaoka. He is pitching very well here for the Orix Buffaloes. That brings up Otake Yamakawa, the big fella here waiting on the offering. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Yamakawa 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up, 1 for 10 on the early going. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded into the 6 hole. Fielded on the backhand by Noguchi. Throws across the diamond. What a fantastic play. That is a highlight reel. Ground ball put out by the shortstop. Noguchi goes deep into the 6 hole with the backhand, fires a 1-hopper across the diamond, and he is able to get Yamakawa on a ground out. Goes down as a ground out 6-3 for out number 2, and that will bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says the suburbs of Detroit. Yep, that's more than likely where our friend Troy calls home. As there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kuriyama. Probably if it was anybody else in the Lions lineup running to first base, they would have been safe. But Yamakawa, not the most fleet of foot, was gunned down deep in the hole by the shortstop, Noguchi, as there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. The count is 0-2 to Kuriyama. So no balls and 2 strikes. The crowd in Seibu is a festive one tonight. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kuriyama. I have to wonder if there's a little bit of home cooking here by the home plate umpire. That last pitch looked like it was pretty darn good. So 1-2 it is here as Yamaoka kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that now misses upstairs. The count goes to 2-2. Yamaoka has tried to throw a couple extra pitches that I think he'd feel a little hard done by. So here comes the 2-2 offering as the right-hander kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball down in the dirt. Runs the count full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Batting from the left side is the designated hitter Kuriyama, and he's waiting here on the offering from Yamaoka. As they kick and deliver, there is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to third, fielded by Mune. He throws over to first, and that is going to retire Kuriyama. It goes as a ground out, 5-3 for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the 4th inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. It is goose eggs for both teams. Nothing for the Buffaloes, nothing for the Lions. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. The call at the top of the 5th inning. Appreciate everybody for checking us out here tonight. We'll be back after this.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be Marwin Gonzalez, Shuhei Fukuda, and Takumasa Chano here to face the right-hander Kaima Taira. As Taira has worked pretty good here in his first 4 innings. He got off to a heck of a start. He was able to strike out 4 of the first 6 outs in the ball game. He has 5 in our books. The strikeout here is tonight. That is where we stand right now. Taira on to face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters here in the 5th inning. As we are ready to resume the action, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 1 tonight. He hit a sharp line drive to the second baseman his first time up. 0 for 1 and 2 for 9 on the season series as he takes a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez, the switch hitter, batting from the left side here. There's a pitch. It is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-2. Our friend CV Baseball Collector says that he's been to Windsor, Ontario. He had barbecue there. Probably once upon a time, the TBQ other place used to be downtown, as was the Top Hat. Great for ribs and for barbecue chicken. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Gonzalez is retired on strikes. He goes down for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Shuhei Fukuda. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says Marwin is overseas. Who cut him? I think last year, if I remember correctly, he spent time with the New York Yankees. He had spent time with the Twins and the Red Sox and the Astros, and there's a fastball that's taken on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. But I don't know if anybody would give him a regular utility-type job. And so he has found his way over there. We have not seen that Frank Schwindel yet. There's a fastball swung on it, is lined and made catch by the shortstop, who has to go into the 6 hole, a line drive hauled in by Kadama. That is going to retire Fukuda for the second out of the inning. Let's go leave it up to the right fielder, Takumasa Chano. Well, for Chano, he comes to the plate. He walked his first time up. He was stranded at first. As he swings at the pitch and is fouled off right there at home plate, and the count is quickly 0-1. 1 for 6 is Chano on the young season. As we said, he had a walk in that first inning. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that is swung on and missed. It's going to run the count now to 0-2 strikes. We do appreciate everybody who has popped in here to the stream tonight. As there's a fastball swung on, and it's lined into the stands down the left field line, and the count remains at 0-2. We always get a good kick out of the crowd that comes in for the Japanese baseball. We really haven't had what I call the big-time gambling crowd yet this year. We always seem to get one of those or a few of those. There are some scoring updates from around the NPB in the bottom of the third inning. As that fastball misses down, it goes all the way to the backstop, and the count is 1-2 to Chano. Hanshin Tigers now have a 2-0 lead over Yokohama. It's 2-2 at the end of 5 between the Swallows and the Carp. The Giants have a 2-1 lead in the top of the 8th over the Dragons. Those games are all over there in the Central League. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is looped into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Chano is aboard with a 2-out single. And that is going to bring Noguchi to the plate with a runner at first and 2 gone. The other games around the Pacific League, the Hawks lead the Marines 4-0 in the top of the 4th. Golden Eagles and the Fighters are tied at 1. That's in the top of the 7th inning. Of course, this is the only game without a score line here tonight. I think they left all the runs on the board last night. Last night, it was a 9-2 final for the Buffaloes. Well, they throw over to first base. I'd be concerned about Chano. I think Chano's going to run here in this situation. Here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Noguchi. Not only do I think he's going to run, if he gets thrown out, you got the top of the order to come up next inning. If he does get to second base, you got a chance to bang him home. There's the 0-1 pitch. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know if it's the Tigers. The Tigers are up 3-0 now on the Bay Stars. I don't know if they ended up getting one there. Yep, there it is. Mick says so that must be true. So here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on it. It's back to the pitcher. Fielded by Tyra. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Noguchi on a ground out 1-3 for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here in the top of the 5th. Well, the Buffaloes, no runs. They got a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is zeros all around here between the Lions and the Buffaloes. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back at the call at the bottom of the 5th when we return right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. I'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's going to be Shohei Suzuki, Ito, and Yuta Koga to come to bat. That is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order. And I don't know what's going on in the Lions dugout as we see Tyra making his way down the dugout. I don't know, or making his way down the tunnel. I don't know if his night will be done. He's only gone 5 innings so far. I don't know what the pitch count for him will be tonight, or at least what the team will impose. As here comes the first offering. It's a breaking ball from Yamaoka delivered to Suzuki, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Suzuki walked in his first plate appearance tonight. He also stole a base. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up over behind second base. Racing over is the second baseman. That is going to be put away by Nishino for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Ido. This game here tonight has had a really good clip to it. We are an hour and 15 minutes into the ball game, and we are almost 5 innings complete. So that there has got something to be said. Here comes the offering from the righty Yamaoka, who delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. But I often say once we get to the Japanese halftime, which is the after the 5th inning, we get an extended break. There's a fastball swung on it, is lined up the middle for a base hit. And Ido is aboard with a single. That's his first knock of the evening. 1 out single here, and that will bring up Yuta Koga to the dish. Well, for Koga, he is batting 1,000 on the season because his first at bat, he had smoked a double. And he is 1 for 1. And so here we go, 1 for 1 tonight for Koga as he's making his debut on the season. Ido at first with 1 gone. The right-hander Yamaoka ready to go to work. As he gets his sign, and now he's ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Ball and no strikes. Curious to see how the Lions are going to control the running game this year. As we said, they've got Suge and as well as Koga here. And last year when Tomoya Mori went out, they were not quite as good controlling that running game as when Mori was behind the plate with the Lions. Our friend Shotgun Shell is in the house, and we welcome you for being here. Thanks for popping in again tonight. So Koga here, as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Ido. They are concerned about Ido. He can run a little bit. He hasn't stolen a base yet in the first couple of games, but this might be an opportunity for him to try to get into scoring position. Waiting on deck is Kyosuke Kodama, the rookie shortstop. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So the one thing I don't have an update on is Suzuki Genda. He has not appeared in any of the ball games. He did play for the Team Japan in the World Baseball Classic. He has not started any of the games in this series. So the right-hander Yamaoka works to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Koga. It is a ball game that we are interested in, and of course all these games that we're interested in, but the other NPB games, as we check the score, the Golden Eagles have scored a run in the top of the 7th. They're now up 2-1. As the throw over to first base, and that ball gets away from the first baseman Gonzalez and sliding into second base. They tried to pick him off, and Ido ends up drawing that throw over there, putting the pressure on the defense, and that is going to be an error charge to the pitcher, most likely. I'll have to go look at that replay again, but Yamaoka, well, what had happened was he had held the ball, and Ido had taken off to steal second. He left early, and he was anticipating it, and then what happened was the pitcher stepped off and threw to first base, and he fired it wildly over to the bag at first. And then Ido, who had slid head first back into the base, had to get up and race over to second. That is where he is right now. There's 2 balls and 1 strike to the hitter, Koga. And Ido is now at second with the error to the pitcher, Yamaoka. So here we go back to the live action as the right-hander checks the runner at second and now delivers. It's a split-figure pitch down, but the home plate umpire said that Koga had gone around. It's going to run the count now even to 2-2. Well, the Chinichi Dragons have got one back to the Giants in their half of the top of the 8th inning. It's now 2-2, Yamari and Chinichi. I don't know if it's Chinichi's got the number of the Dragons or I should say the number of the Giants. That is a ball game there that would frustrate me. Here's 385 says, who is your favorite for this year's NPB Rookie of the Year? There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-2. It's a great question, and I don't have an answer for you. I'd given some thought about it, and I'd taken a look around, and I have to admit that some of the players, some of the drafted players, some years there's a lot of fanfare that goes into some of the younger guys that come into the league. I think when Murakami came in, and I think of Shugo Maki in particular, those two guys, lots of fanfare. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, and it is going to be caught by the right fielder, Chano, and that's going to return Ito back to second base. So 2 gone here in the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Kyosuke Kodama. Well, Kodama is 0 for 1 on the season, but he had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. He is going to be hitting here in this situation. The young Lions shortstop getting a chance to be able to do that. So to answer your question, I don't know who is going to be the odds-on favorite. I don't have anybody in particular. I don't know this crop of rookies as well as maybe some other folks here might do. And there's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. Ito on his way over to third. He slides in, and it looks like he's going to get in there safely. But Yumamune is saying he wants to go up, and they're going to have a look at this. As the manager, Ishii, wants to have a look at it as well. Ito took off and tried to steal third. They're going to go under the hoods and under the visors. We're going to get our look at it and let you know what we think. It was a good throw by Mori, right on the money. As we said, the third baseman, Yumamune, thinks that he had applied the tag in time. Feels that they need to go upstairs and have a look. Here comes our replay. Boy, they really got a running jump, did Ito. The throw came down to third. And the first angle we see, I'm giving it to Ito. The second angle we're going to see might be a little bit more conclusive. And it's not for us either. I don't know if they're going to get a different angle on it. Yumamune seems to think that they've got it. He held the ball up. The umpire was right on the play. Here comes yet another angle. We'll see if this one will be a little bit more conclusive for us. I don't know. I think that if I'm saying so, I think he's going to be safe. I think this call is going to stand. See it about 19 more times. Here's maybe the best angle. And that one there makes it a little more closer. Well, this could be a while. We might be here for a little bit, but nope, the umpires are coming out. And the home plate umpire says, no, he's safe. So the Buffaloes are going to lose a challenge. So that puts Ito at third with 2 gone here, as he has stolen third base. And that is Kodama, who is at the plate here. It's no balls and 1 strike to the Lions shortstop. As we resume the live action, that's something I find fascinating. I've seen this last night a couple of times. I'll tell you what I'm watching here on the hitters. As the right-hander Yamaoka holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. So what happens, the hitter comes up to the plate. He's a right-handed hitter. So that means his left hand's on the bottom and the right hand's on top. But no, when Kodama comes up to the plate, his right hand is on the bottom and the left hand is on top. And then what he does is he takes his right hand over top and puts it on the bat after he sort of does his little twirl with it. So he's actually choking up the width of his hand off of the bottom part of the bat. It's kind of strange. As there's a fastball that misses upstairs, the count is 1-2. But that's the second time tonight. I noticed that one of the players last night, and I said, is this guy hitting cross-handed? Of course, they're not. And what happens is they start with the bat, and then they does a little twirl and he puts his right hand on the top, but he's choking up a good fist off the bottom. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball down, and the count is now 2-2 to Kodama. So just a little bit of a strange movement, that's for sure. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be the top of the order, Mark Payton, who waits his turn on deck. The Lions crowd is cautiously optimistic here. They're looking for their first run of the ball game. They have not scored a lot of runs in this series. And here comes the offering to Kodama. Well, and now they step off, and we're going to have to do this all over again. Major League Baseball, with their rules of the hitters stepping out and everything else, there's been a couple of circus incidents already. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and it's going to run the count to 3-2 on Kodama. That was pitch number 77 by Yamaoka as we are here in the 5th inning. Just over 15 pitches an inning for the young right-hander. The right-handed hitting Kodama waits here on the 3-2 offering. And here comes the pitch. Yamaoka delivers it as a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow center field. Moving over to his left and making the grab is the center fielder Nakagawa, and that's going to do it here in the 5th inning for the Lions. Well, the Lions had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left on base. We are now through 5 complete innings. It is going to be our little timeout. We're going to put our music on loop. We are going to go and get ourselves a drink of water, make ourselves some tea, and nestle in for the home stretch here. Your score, 0-0 as we move to the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back in just a few after this, and we'll look at that out-of-town scoreboard when we can. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you for listening in. Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to resume the action here in the top of the 6th inning as we had that extended break. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Buffaloes. That means Masahiro Nishino, Kai Nakagawa, and Yutaro Sugimoto face Tyra here. And the first pitch that is seen by Nishino is swung on. It is lined into the gap in left center field. And he is rounding second and he's heading for third. But no, he throws on the brakes. It is going to be a stand-up double here to start the 6th inning. As that is going to get things going here for the Buffaloes. And their half here, it's going to bring up Kai Nakagawa to the plate with a runner at second and nobody out. What I will say is this has been a bit of a game of lost opportunity so far for the Buffaloes. They've had their chances to be able to put some runs on the board, and they haven't quite been able to do it yet. So here is Nakagawa to the plate. He is officially tonight 1 for 2. He's 6 for 10 on the season. He had a single his last time up. And the first pitch to Nakagawa is swung on. It is grounded back up the middle, and it's fielded by the shortstop who tries to apply the tag on the runner, Nishino, who drifted off the bag too far. They weren't able to get him there. They fire over to first base. And that retires Nakagawa, but maybe they're going to go have a look at this one. Oh, boy, that ball was chopped up the middle. I think it was poor base running by Nishino. They always say if it's hit to your left, you want to try to advance over to third. We're going to look at the replay, but it looks like Kadama may have tagged him a little bit late. Tagged him on the helmet. The second base umpire made an emphatic call. We'll see if they're going to take a peek at this one or not, but no, they're not. It's going to go as a ground out 6-3. That was almost a really strange double play. And the first offering to Yutaro Sugimoto is a fastball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So again, the Buffaloes unable to advance the runner over to third. He is in scoring position. Here's the pitch to Sugimoto. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Right-hander Tyra ready to deliver again. There's a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 1-2. I have to tell you, my voice has been a little raspy tonight. In between the break there, we got ourselves a little frozen yogurt. Hopefully that'll clear us up a little bit. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2 on Sugimoto. Tomoya Mori waits his turn on deck. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyra working to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Sugimoto goes down on strikes for out number 2, and another strikeout in the books here for Tyra. And by our quick math, that looks like it is number 7 for him. That is going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Well, if the Buffaloes aren't able to pull this one off, you can say that there was a lot of lost opportunity. Looks like the Yomiuri Giants in the seesaw affair have scored a run in the bottom of the 8th inning. They now lead the Chinichi Dragons 3-2. So Mori here at the plate looking to get the Buffaloes on the board. A base hit would do it. As a fastball swung on. This is lifted down the left field line. Racing over, but watching it drift into the seats is the left fielder, Shohei Suzuki. That is going to be strike 1 to Mori. So no balls and 1 strike. The former Lions catcher playing in the first series back in Seibu for the Orix Buffaloes here tonight. There's a fastball that's delivered. It's swung on. Grounded right back to the pitcher. Fielded by Tyra. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3. And that will do it here. So another wasted opportunity by the Buffaloes. No runs, 1 hit. Leadoff double by Nishino goes for naught. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 0, the Lions 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Appreciate you all for bouncing in here with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ahead to the bottom half of the sixth inning. We are locked up at zeros between the Seibu Lions and the Orix Buffaloes. As we said, there's going to be some lost opportunity here in this one. The Buffaloes are going to lament some of their chances. Only 2 hits thus far for the Lions, 4 hits so far for Orix. And that is how this one is looking right now as we start the bottom of the sixth inning. Mark Payton, David McKinnon, and Shuta Tonosaki to come to bat. The 1-2-3 hitters in the batting order face the right-hander Yamaoka, who has thrown 78 pitches through his first 5 innings of work. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Payton. Good crowd on hand again here tonight as the Lions faithful are in full effect. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined into the netting down the left field line, and the count goes even to 1-1. Payton tonight is grounded to first and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. 2 for 12 on the season in this short term so far. As the right-hander works to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Payton. As we keep our eye on that out-of-town scoreboard, we'll try to give you all the information as it moves along there. There's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Payton. Giants hold that lead going to the top of the ninth against Chinichi 3-2. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 3-2 to Payton. We're talking earlier about some former MLB players who are overplaying. Aristides Aquino is one of them. There is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. The count remains at 3-2. Aquino 1 for 4 with an RBI tonight. Zolio Almonte also 1 for 4 for the Dragons, and Orlando Calixte, I think is how you say it, the shortstop, also 1 for 4. They're import players. There's the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Payton is down on strikes for the second time tonight. He is gone for out number 1. So McKinnon now coming to the plate. David McKinnon 0 for 2. He has flown out to center and flown out to right in his 2 trips. 2 for 11 now in the early going here for the Lions. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. He made the pick of the game tonight with the Giants over the Dragons. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field, racing back and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for David McKinnon, and that is going to open the scoring here. That ball got out in a big-time hurry. McKinnon has opened up the scoring to put the Seibu Lions in the lead 1-0 here in the 6th inning. That is going to open up the scoring with run number 1 here. And as I said before, I think the Buffaloes are going to limp some of their chances. It's been a game of lost opportunities. Only the 3rd hit of the ball game by the Seibu Lions, and that ball got out in a hurry. Not sure if that was a changeup or a palm ball. It wasn't your regular fastball. Whatever it was, McKinnon was waiting on it. And he pounded that into the seats. And a man, about 3 rows deep, made a really good catch. So that's going to bring up Shuta Tonosaki to the plate as the Lions now have a 1-run lead. As the right-hander Yamaoka ready to go back to work. As he holds to the set and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. In that game, the Dragons are down to their last wraps as they are trailing 3-2 to the Giants. There's 2 gone there in the top of the 9th. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The Hanshin Tigers have added to their lead. They now have a 4-0 lead over the Bay Stars. Golden Eagles are ahead of the Fighters 2-1. Game is it going to the 8th inning there. As Yamaoka delivers, it's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Tonosaki. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, bye-bye, baby. Absolutely. It got out in a hurry. As there is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. 1 gone here in the 6th inning, and the first run is on the board, a courtesy of a David McKinnon solo shot. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to third. Mune fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Tonosaki on a ground out, 5-3 for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Hataka Yamakawa. Well, for Yamakawa tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out in his 2 trips. He is 1 for 11. As we get another look at that home run ball hit by McKinnon. That ball was hit down the left field line. He was able to stay fair. And here's the first offering to Yamakawa. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As they kick and deliver, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Yamakawa. Right-hander against the right-hander. Yamaoka kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander delivers again, there's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And the count now is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Takumi Kuriyama waits his turn on deck. As the 3-1 offering is on the way, and it is a split-figure pitch missing down. That's going to be ball 4. Yamakawa is going to get himself a 2-out walk. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. Well, for Kuriyama tonight, he is 0 for 2, 1 for 6 now in the series. As he is striding to the plate. Pitching coach for the Buffaloes is on the phone. Are we going to get ourselves a pitching change yet? I'm not sure yet. There is action in the Orix bullpen. It looks like Utagawa is up and throwing. 1-0 lead here for the Lions in the bottom of the 6th inning. They got that run courtesy of the solo shot by David McKinnon. So here comes the first offering to Kuriyama. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kuriyama will be followed by Shohei Suzuki if he is able to reach base here. And here comes the 1-0 pitch from Yamaoka. As he kicks and delivers, there's another fastball that misses down. They're setting him up inside. They were trying to pound the inside part of the plate. So 2 balls and no strikes. As the left-handed hitting Kuriyama waits here on the offering from the right-hander Yamaoka, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be 3-0. Well, you better get that bullpen going a little bit quicker. Looks like Yamaoka is reaching the end of his rope here. 3 balls and no strikes. The runner at first is Yamakawa. There's 2 gone here, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to Kuriyama. So the right-hander, or the young right-hander Yamaoka, may be nearing the end of the rope. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. It's going to be back-to-back walks. And the phone is busy in the Buffaloes dugout. They're checking to see if Utagawa, they're going to head on out to the mound. And it does look like they are going to make a pitching change. Pitching coach says that they are ready. And manager Ishii is on his way out. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We have a pitching change on our hands. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher for the pitching change.
Hey guys, while the manager's searching for a relief pitcher, let me help you with some relief channels. On top of mine and Freddy's, you can always check out Redbeard Breaks, Zero Fox Sports. You know another Hollis build, check them out again. Maybe Beast and Beauty Breaks, or even Dab's Family. Oh, looks like they have their pitcher, so after the game, check out some other videos by Freddy. They're fun, they're cool. Enjoy the game, peace out, and cheers!
Welcome back, everybody. The first final is in, and that is the Yamuri Giants have knocked off the Chinichi Dragons. So that kicks off our picks tonight with our first victory. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, on our community page, we've been making picks every single day. Ooh, there's Yuki Utagawa, who took a spill. He's completing his warm-up tosses, and he went right to the ground there. It's kind of interesting. Hopefully he's going to be all right. As we watch the Buffaloes right-hander get warmed up. Did not look good at all. He's walking around here a little bit gingerly. I wonder if he's going to get another pitch here. He had wiped out on that last one had Utagawa done that. So this is Yuki Utagawa on in relief here. This is going to be his second appearance of the year. And he has, so far this season, he has faced 3 batters. He's worked 2/3 of an inning. He's allowed a walk, and he has struck out 1. He's got an ERA of 0. And what do we have here? We've got coming to bat, number 46, Shuhei Suzuki, with runners at first and second and 2 gone. And the first pitch from Utagawa is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Suzuki tonight is officially 0 for 1, as both of those at-bats came against the Yamaoka, of course. He walked, and then he had popped out to the second baseman. So he is facing Utagawa here for the first time, as is the new pitcher here. And there's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. So Yuki Utagawa on in relief here. Utagawa, we saw him pitch a lot last year, and he was very, very impressive. Had worked in 19 ball games last year, 22 1/3 innings. Had a microscopic ERA of 0.81. Struck out 32 in those 22 1/3 innings. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1 to Suzuki. Utagawa is 24 years old. He'll be 25 in November after the season is finished. As he kicks and delivers, there is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. Moving back on it and making the catch while he runs it down is Nakagawa, and that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the inning. Well, they had one run in the inning. It was the solo shot by McKinnon. There was one hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Seibu Seibu Lions 1. The Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you for checking us out tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, we always are appreciative to have our audience with us. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the 7th inning. It is a solo shot home run difference by David McKinnon in this one that has the Lions out in front. It'll be Yuma Mune, Marwin Gonzalez, and Shuhei Fukuda to come to bat here in the 7th inning. We were talking a little bit before about some of the import players that are playing over in Japan this year. One of the players who we are yet to see, and I have to say, I don't know what the situation is on Frank Schwindel. Schwindel had signed with the Orix Buffaloes. Of course, the former Chicago Cub, Kansas City Royal, and Oakland Athletic. Probably best known for the half season he put up with the Cubs one year, and it was absolutely fantastic. But he had signed on with the Buffaloes as well. And the first pitch delivered to Mune as a breaking ball, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Fred Breathe Deep says, we can't watch on live QQ anymore. It's a good question. I don't know. I haven't been over there watching. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Sorry, now is the count to Mune. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped over to third. It is thrown over to first, and it looks like it is off the bag. We're going to have to wait and see if that is going to be an error or single by, I'm not sure if he was able to beat it out anyway. We're going to take a look at this. So Mune hits a chopper. It was down in foul territory, and then it skipped over into fair territory. It was fielded by Koga, but it looks like they're going to bring this one back. It's going to be a foul ball. It was in foul territory and looked like it had gone into fair, but it's going to be 1-2 to Mune. Friend Breathe Deep says you can't do that. I don't know. I saw the Giants, and who was it? The Murray Giants were playing somebody in the exhibition season. We caught a little bit of it there. We were able to watch some of that. So you should be able to pick it up. I haven't tried actually anything at all to see if that's the case. You go over and have a look-see a little bit later. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mune. Our friend Breathe Deep likes to come in and check out our picks of the day. So we're already 1-0 in the books as the Giants have won. Hopefully the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles will come through for us, and the Hawks. That'll at least give us a 500 record. The Tigers are sticking it to us. Maybe they're going to be off to the hot start this year. Thought the Bay Stars would get at least 1 out of there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there is a fastball that is down. It is swung on and missed by the batter Mune. They throw down to first base, and that is going to retire him on a strikeout, 2-3. Mune is retired for out number 1 here in the 7th, and that's going to bring up Marwin Gonzalez. So Kaima Taira has been pitching a gem here tonight for the Seibu Seibu Lions. Buffaloes may lament the lost opportunities that they've had, as the first pitch delivered to Gonzalez is a fastball that misses inside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and strikes. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. A friend in the living room says QQ is still good. So I'm not sure what breathed deep. Maybe you're experiencing some difficulties. Maybe clear your cache. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the left field line. It is trouble. If it stays fair, it's going to be gone, and it's a home run for Marwin Gonzalez. That is going to be his first of his NPB career. He was able to knife it down the left field line, and it was just able to stay fair a little bit, and that is going to tie the ball game up here at 1 in the 7th inning. That ball there was sliced the other way, and Gonzalez puts that ball in the seats, and your score is now 1-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Well, good for Marwin. He's 3 for 11 now on the season. Be good to have a good start for the Buffaloes, that's for sure. So that ball there, he went the other way. He did a good job of keeping his hands inside the baseball. And that ball ends up going into the seats. Friend in the living room says it's a huge hit for Marwin. Yeah, that was a really good swing. It's always good to get off to a good start when you're an import player. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down to Shuhei Fukuda. The count is 1-0 to him. It's always good to make that good impression early on. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-1 to Fukuda. Fukuda 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to first, and he has lined to short. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. 1 for 7 on the year is the left-handed hitting left fielder. And here's the pitch from Tyre. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1. I wonder if Tyra here is going to do any of that stuff. Our friend Breathe Deep says he needs Orix, SoftBank, the Swallows to win for his parlay. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is now 3-2. Buffaloes, SoftBank, and Swallows. So here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. It is fielded by Yamakawa. The race to the bag is won by him. It's going to go down as a ground out 3 for out number 2. It's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Takumasa Chano. Our friend in the living room says it's now 4-2 for the Hawks. And he's absolutely correct. That is in the top of the 6th. That game is a little bit behind ours in terms of the pace. Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles have a 2-1 lead over the Fighters. That's going into the 9th inning. As the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed by Chano, and the count is quickly 0-1. Marines have got to score some runs sometime you would think. There's a fastball that misses, and the count is now 1-1. The English box score by Hosted. Haven't seen that one up yet. It does look like Katsuya Kakanaka had driven in both of the runs for the Marines. So that last pitch was a ball that missed down, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Chano. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 3-1. Chano tonight is 1 for 1. He's also drawn himself a walk, so he's been on base twice. 2 for 7 on the season. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike. The count is now 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Curious to see what is going to go on there in Chiba this year. There's a fastball that just misses down. It's going to be ball 4 for Chano, and that's going to bring up the top of the order to Moya Noguchi. Well, we have a similar situation that we had in the 5th inning. As far as I'm concerned, they got to run Chano here. You got the risk is probably not as great as the reward could be. You've got 2 out. You got Noguchi at the plate. If he gets thrown out stealing, well, then you still got Noguchi to lead off the next inning. If he gets into second base, then you've got yourself a runner in scoring position with the top of the order coming up. There is a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen for the Seibu Lions. That is Ryosuke Moriwaki. He is up and throwing as the right-hander Kyra now kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 to Noguchi. Keep your eye on Chano. He can run a bit. He's got a stolen base already this year. And Noguchi, 0 for 3 tonight. 1 for 11 on the season. Our friend of the living room says Higashi Yama ready to throw his 90th pitch. There's a fastball swung on its grounded foul. It's past the third base bag, and the count is 0-2. That means he is just about to get warmed up. He's probably got another 20 pitches to 30 pitches in that arm at least. Living room says, go to the Hawks game after this one. We'll see, but I have a feeling we're going to be calling this one a night. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Noguchi on strikes. He is gone for out number 3. Well, there was a run in the inning, a solo shot by Marwin Gonzalez. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 1 and the Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple. Our friend Shotgun Shell says he just put 5 on the Lions for you, Coach. Oh, boy. I don't know about that one. I guess we'll see what happens here in just a moment. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We appreciate y'all for listening in here with us. Here is our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Only one final so far in the NPB, and that is the Murray Giants beating the Chinichi Dragons 3-2. So we open up our account tonight with a victory. It is the Swallows and the Hiroshima Carp locked up at 2. Tigers have a 4-0 lead through 5 against Yokohama. The Hawks are clinging to a 4-3 lead in the top of the 6th against the Chibalute Marines. 1-1 in this one, and of course 2-1 for the Golden Eagles as they bat in the top of the 9th inning. We have ourselves a pitching change as it is going to be a right-hander on for Orix. We saw him last night. This is Sachiro Yamazaki. This is going to be pitcher number 3 used by the Buffaloes tonight. So Sachiro Yamazaki on in relief. And he is going to be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order for the Lions. It's going to be Ito, Koga, and Kadama. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The right-hander leans in. He gets his sign. Yamazaki comes to the set, even though there's nobody on, and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Cutting it off is the left fielder. Rounding first and heading into second is Ito with a leadoff double. That's his second hit of the ball game. And he is aboard here with a runner at second and nobody out. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Yuta Koga. One would have to think that Koga has been squaring the bunt, as he is going to try to get this job done here. Ball was lashed into the left field corner. A nice job there by the left fielder, Shuhei Fukuda, to get in there and cut it off. The throw was not perfect. It wasn't a bad throw, to say the least. Slightly offline a little bit. But a good job there by Ito with his second hit of the night. He is on fire in the early going, and you can already tell that Koga is squaring the bunt. That's exactly what's happening here. He is in a good position. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is quickly 1-0. They had a play on, did the Buffaloes. It looked like they were going to try to sneak the shortstop in behind and let Maury fire down to second base. But they weren't having any of it. Our friend Shotgun Shell is cheering for Koga to be able to drop a bunt. Do that, you can run him over to third base. So here we go. Here comes the offering from the right-hander who works to the set position. Ozaki checks the runner at second. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that is bunted fair. Fielded. They've got it. They throw over to third. Maury does, but heading back to the bag at second. That was actually really weird. So here's what happened. So it's Koga lays the bunt down. Maury comes up throwing down to third base. Ito goes back to the bag at second. Then Mune picks up the ball and he throws it to first across the diamond. So the putout is going to go like this. It's going to be a ground out 2-5-3 for out number one. Ito is going to stay at second base. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Ryosuke Kodama. That is bizarre. So I put out 2-5-3. The runner never even really attempted to go to third base. Well, Tomoya Mori behind the plate working his magic. Here comes the first offering. The right-hander Yamazaki to the shortstop Kodama. It's a fastball swung on it. His line foul into the netting down the right field line. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Kodama and the whole 0-1 here. I'm a little surprised they might not have considered having him push it down the first base line and let him see if his wheels could do the work. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul into the seats, and the count is now 0-2. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, yeah, 2-5-3 on the putout. That's crazy. Looked like they were just going to go around the horn with it. Living Room says, big-time plays all over the NPB. To your Instagram accounts tonight and check all the highlight reels. There were some pretty impressive plays. So here comes the 0-2. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kodama. This ball game here, in the bottom half of the 7th inning, the Lions are threatening. Swallows now have the lead in the bottom of the 8th against the Carp. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Kodama is down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to the top of the order to Mark Payton. Well, I feel more comfortable now that the Swallows are winning. It's another one of our picks today, as the Golden Eagles are trying to close that one against the Ham Fighters. They are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Yuki Matsui is on as he's got 1 out there in the 9th. So Payton steps to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out twice, both against the starter Kyron. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Peyton here on the season is 2 for 13. Looking to drive in a run here against the reliever Seibu Yamazaki. Yamazaki holds to the set position. He checks the runner and now delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2, so way ahead in the count. That was of a split finger variety. It really fell off the table and caused the hitter Peyton to swing through and miss that pitch. AJ has jumped in here to say hello, and we welcome you, AJ, to the stream. He's asking if anybody has a link for him to be able to watch this on. Well, someone who has listened to our game and the call, and they watch it on the Japanese type of feed. And here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander Yamazaki holds in the set position and kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch missing down, and the count is 1-2 strikes. So you have a couple options, AJ. The first one is you could go to the NPB Reddit page, and you'll have to do a little search there, but there is a list of links. That is one way that you can pick up the games. I believe a channel in the States this year has games on delay, FTF, Friends to Friends, I think they call it. They go off, though, at 1 o'clock the next day. There was a fastball swung on it as left foul. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line. It's going to run the count still to 1-2 on Peyton. And then the other option that you might have is you could try Live QQ, but you're going to have to do a search there as well. And there you're going to have to go and click around a little bit and see what you can find. Outside of that, that's where you are at. If you still have problems, you have to talk to some of the people in the chat here, and they can guide you a little further. There's a fastball that misses inside. And the count is now 2-2 strikes to Mark Peyton. Curious to see what is going on with the Fighters. That game is a final. It is still a 2-1 ball game. As Yuki Matsui is on the mound. I don't have another update to that one yet. So 2-2 strikes. As the left-handed hitting Peyton waiting on the offering here from the righty Seibu Yamazaki. There's a fastball swung on it as pop foul. Reach the seats behind home plate, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2-2 strikes it is. Just taking a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and I've been using the Google site tonight as hosted last couple nights, hasn't been hooked up or running. By my accounts, it looks like that the ball game there, it looks like there is 2 outs. The bottom of the 9th inning. Between the Eagles and the Fighters, there is a split figure pitch swung on and missed. And Peyton is down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. So again, another lost opportunity in this one. An Ido double to lead off the inning. And they strand him there. There was no runs, 1 hit, no error, and 1 runner left the board. We are through 7 complete in Seibu. It is the Lions 1 and the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 8th inning when we return after this tie baseball here. We appreciate you guys for listening in. Got ourselves a bit of a barn burner shaping up here. It is a 1-1 score line. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend, you got it, Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy, sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the ball game, as we have a pitching change for the Seibu Lions, the always popular number 69. Yoshinobu Mizukami is in the ball game. He is in relief of Tyra, whose day is done. This will be the second pitcher used by the Seibu Lions here tonight. So Yoshinobu Mizukami on in relief. So here we go, ready for the live action, as the right-hander has completed his warm-up tosses. He's going to get the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Buffaloes. All right, we have the living room trying to post some humor into the chat. He is doing a great job. He has probably been taking too many shots to the head through the wrestling today. And here comes the first offering. It is a breaking ball that is taken upstairs by Nishino for ball one. The count is 1-0. Nishino's had a decent night at the plate. He is 2 for 3. He's got a single, a double. He's grounded to short. So on the season, 3 for 7 is the left-handed hitting second baseman. And here comes the offering from the righty. That is a breaking ball from Mizukami that misses outside, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Say Mizukami is the pitcher. I spelled that wrong in my books. So Mizukami on the mound here. And the right-hander ready to kick and deliver. There is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Games all over the place are on their way to being wrapped up. I haven't seen what has happened yet in that game between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Kaido Nippon Ham Fighters. It looks like that game is over. We'll get the final one there in this one, but it looks like that game has been completed. Not official yet, as that breaking ball misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Nishino. So 3 balls and 1 strike. It's in the top of the ninth in the Jinju Stadium, and it is a 3-2 lead for the Swallows over the Carp. And there is a fastball that misses upstairs, and that is going to be ball 4, as Nishino has drawn himself a walk here to lead off the inning, and that'll bring up Kai Nakagawa to the plate. Top of the ninth inning. There's 2 out in that game between the Carp and the Swallows. They're down to their final out. So curious to see how this one is going to shape up. So is Nakamura going to bunt? Are they going to bunt the 3-hole hitter to try to bring him home with Sugimoto and Mori? Well, we're going to find out here. Nakagawa tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He is 6 for 11 on the early season. As far as I'm concerned, you're not taking the bat out of his hands. I don't think they're going to do that here, as the right-hander ready to deliver. And instead they step off and fake a throw over to first base. And the runner retreats easily. So Nakagawa here getting himself dug in, waiting on the offering from the right-hander Mizukami, who checks the runner over at first. He works to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. Well, they do bunt Nakagawa, and it's a good one. It's right back to the pitcher, who picks it up and he throws a difficult one to first base, and that is going to be a sacrifice. So they don't have any problems sacrificing their 3-hole hitter. It's going to go down as a 1-4 putout for the first out of the inning. It advances Nishino over to second. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Taro Sugimoto. It's also going to bring the catcher out to the mound, as he's going to come out and have a conference with his right-hander. Curious to see if they're going to hold the 4 fingers up to Sugimoto and take their chances with Tomoya Mori. Go-ahead run is at second base. Let's see if they're going to hold the 4 fingers up to Sugimoto to set up a force situation. Mori and Buine here to follow. Well, we'll find out in a moment. The runner at second is Nishino. A base hit here would score him for sure. Outfield is a little bit deep for Sugimoto here. So I would have to think a base hit is going to get the runner in from second. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is the right fielder Ido. Tagging at second and heading to third is Nishino. He is at third base now with 2 gone. That is going to bring Tomoya Mori up to the plate. Well, for Mori, this is going to be his at bat here. The manager of the Lions is coming out. Are we going to have ourselves a pitching change? But by the looks of it, yes. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. The Lions are going to the bullpen again with a runner at third and 2 gone. We have excitement all over the place here in Saitama tonight. We'll be right back after this. Use a little musical note. We'll be right back in just a few as they've made the pitching change, but we'll have to get you that information when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are they're making a pitching change are the Lions. We have their third pitcher on the mound. It'll be Shinsuke Saito, who is coming into the ball game as he is pitcher number 3 used tonight. It'll be Tomoya Mori coming to the plate as he will bat here with the runner at third and 2 gone. It is a lefty, I should say, Sato on the hill. As he is taking over, we're going to see how this is going to work out. They want the lefty matchup against Tomoya Mori. It is a ball game that is all locked up at ones. Buffaloes have had their chances. In fact, I'd even say they've had more chances than the Lions in this one to try to cash runners in, and they really haven't been able to do it to this point yet. So this ball game here, we are looking at the finals around the NPB, and as far as we're concerned, we're pretty happy right now. We've got 3 finals in. The Giants beat the Dragons 3-2. We picked that game tonight on our channel. Swallows knocked off the Carp. We got that one as well. And the Golden Eagles knocked off the Fighters. We got that one. And so the Buffaloes and the Hawks are 2 teams that we picked. And we picked the Bay Stars, but they are currently losing to Hanshin. So we'll see what happens in these last 3 games. If we can go 4-2 tonight, we'd be pretty pleased with that. The first pitch is a fastball that just misses on the outside corner. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Mori. Mori batting here. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's also drawn a base on balls. As the Orix left-handed hitting catcher waits here on the offering from the lefty Sato. Kicks and delivers. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. They have another lefty on deck in Yumamune, and then the switch-hitting Marwin Gonzalez is in the hole. So 2 balls and no strikes. As the left-handed hitting, Mori waits on the left-handed throwing Sato, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted into deep center field. Racing back and making the grab just in front of the warning track is the center fielder, Mark Payton, and that is going to do it. As Mori is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. He sent the ball a long way, just wasn't deep enough. And that will do it here in the 8th inning. There were no runs, no hits. There were no errors. There was a runner stranded on base. And your score as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning, it is all locked up at 1s. We'll be right back in just a few with the Buffaloes and the Lions. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you guys are with us. I'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. The Orix Buffaloes are going to the bullpen. It's going to be the 4th pitcher used by them tonight, and it is going to be the right-hander Jacob Waguspak, the former Toronto Blue Jay, taking to the hill. So Waguspak on in relief here in the 8th inning. And so he was a closer last year in the NPB, or in the Japan series. That is what he is not really doing here tonight. He is on in the 8th inning, as he's going to be facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the 8th inning here for the Lions. Sean Network Blogs and Games is up here, and we appreciate you stopping in to listen tonight. He says, glad you're tracking a competitive game. He's been watching the Tigers and the Bay Stars. The Tigers are looking at the shutout and the sweep in the series. That is for sure. The Bay Stars off to a bit of a sluggish start. I tip your hat to the Hanshin Tigers. Are playing some pretty good baseball to get things going here to start the 2023 campaign. Well, the Seibu Seibu Lions are sending David McKinnon to the plate, who homered in the 6th inning to get the only run on the board. Somebody's got a banner up in the stands that says, come on, David, lead us to victory. Well, let's see what's going to happen here as David McKinnon is ready to step into the plate. So McKinnon, 1 for 3, as we said, with that home run. He's now 3 for 12 on the series, and the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Waguspak, tall, lanky right-hander, rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in. It's taken for a call. It's 1-1. Waguspak is all arms and legs when he gets going here. He looks like an octopus, but only with 4 tentacles. There's a fastball that just misses. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to McKinnon. Right-hander Wagyu back, rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-1. So Wagyu's back. Last year, he got some starts early in the year, and Jesse Biddle was with the Buffaloes, was at the back end of the bullpen, and then toward the end of the year, they flipped it around where Biddle got a chance to start, and Wagyu's back was in the pen. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 3-2. I haven't really tracked much to see if Biddle is where he is at. And there's a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. And that is going to put McKinnon on as the leadoff hitter here. As we said, Biddle, I don't even see him on the roster this year. I think he may have been gone because they did sign Jarrell Cotton, who we saw in the exhibition. They have a couple other guys, but we don't see Biddle. I don't know if he ended up going back to the States or not. So McKinnon on with a leadoff walk. That's going to bring up Shuta Tonosaki to the plate. Tonosaki tonight is 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and struck out. He is now 4 for 11 on the early season. And he is squaring bunt as the 3-hole hitter for the Lions. The pitch comes in. It is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The Lions brass, not only is the manager, but everything else is in spot. Our friend in the living room is checking in on the needs of everybody else. And here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander Wagyu Spack delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0 to Tonosaki. So 2 balls and no strikes. You're going to get yourself a good fastball to hit here. I think they're still going to stay with the bunt, one would think. So here comes the 2-0 pitch as Wagyu Spack holds set. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. It's bunted down the first base line, fielded by the first baseman who throws it to the second baseman covering. It's going to go down as a ground out or a sacrifice, 3-4. It's going to advance McKinnon over to second. McKinnon is now at second base, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Hatake Yamakawa. And I think if it were me, I probably would hold the 4 fingers up to put him on to get yourself a opportunity for a double play. But by the looks of it, the Buffaloes are not going to have any of that. Our friend in the living room says, did they really drop Wagyu Spack from a starter to a reliever? Well, he really shored up the back end of the bullpen last year. This is a split finger pitch that misses down for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So in my opinion, that move, he was kind of their closer, as Hirano had struggled in the playoffs, and Wagyu Spack was closing out games in the Japan series. So 1 ball and no strikes as the right-hander holds set, checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball. It's taken for a call strike. The count is 1-1. As far as I'm concerned, I remember the legendary coach at Lewis and Clark State, Ed Sheff. He had once said a number of years ago that he always wants his best pitcher on the mound at the end of the game. When you think about the New York Yankees, for years it was Mariano Rivera. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded past the third baseman, Mune, and it is going to be brought back into the infield. It almost took his head off. It took a wicked hop. That's going to be as a single. It's going to advance McKinnon over to third. We're going to have runners on the corners with 1 out. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. So as I finished saying about that story, always have your best pitcher on the mound at the end of the game, or maybe your best strike thrower. That was what Wagyu Spack was last year. He was absolutely outstanding. Well, that's going to bring a visit out to the mound as Wagyu Spack's going to get a visit from the pitching coach. And as that conference is broken up quickly, we're ready to resume the action. Kuriyama tonight is officially 0 for 2. He has drawn a walk. He is 1 for 6 on the season. Kuriyama hitting from the left side. He's getting ready to face Wagyu Spec for the first time here. One gone here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, but the Lions are threatening. Runners on the corners and only one gone. Kuriyama, as we said, 0 for 2 tonight. Gets himself dug in. They've got the infield up the middle. They are in a little shallower than double play depth up the middle. They're in at the corners, and the first pitch is a split finger pitch that misses down. They peel over to the third base umpire, and they say that Kuriyama didn't go. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the 8th inning here. The Lions are batting a little bit behind on my banner work. Here comes the 1-0 offering as Wagyu Spec delivers and he misses down. It's now 2 balls and no strikes to Kuriyama. He's got himself into all kinds of difficulties, does the American right-hander. Runners on the corners, only one gone. The right-hander Wagyu Spec works to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is swung on and missed. Count now goes to 2-1. Fastball looked like either a two-seamer or a split pitch. Didn't really split if it was the splitter, but more of the arm side run from the right-hander as he's ready to deliver again. Here comes the 2-1. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is now 2-2 to Kuriyama. Shohei Suzuki waits his turn on deck if they are able to get themselves a double play here, or if they are able to keep it going, rather. Stay themselves out of the double play. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kuriyama. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, is lifted foul into the netting down the left field line. The count is remaining at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kuriyama waggling the bat. He's ready to get the offering here from Wagyu Spec, who kicks and delivers. That is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Kuriyama for the second out of the inning. 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up Shohei Suzuki. Well, Suzuki comes to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's got a walk and a stolen base. Runners are at the corners. This one here is a very entertaining affair as we are potentially going to be going into extra innings at this rate. Only 2 home runs in the game. A solo shot by David McKinnon and another solo shot by Marwin Gonzalez has been the scoring, as it is 1-1. The ball game now is number 46 for the Lions. And this is, well, it's still Shohei Suzuki. Suzuki is batting here with 2 gone and runners on the corners. Right-hander Wagyu Spec kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down in it, and the count is quickly 1-0. Wagyu Spec has fallen behind hitters here tonight. We're still keeping our eyes peeled on the out-of-town scoreboard. Yokohama has got one back against the Tigers. It's in the top of the 7th inning, a 4-1 ball game for Hanshin. Hawks are still beating the Marines 4-3. That's in the bottom of the 7th. Of course, this one is still locked at 1s. As the right-hander Wagyu Spec holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. It's an entertaining game. It's a pitcher's duel. With opportunities the Buffaloes have had to cash in a run, they have squandered away. They've had opportunities maybe a little bit more so than the Lions here in this one. They've not been able to make the most of their chances. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now is 3-0 to Suzuki. The hot-hitting Ito waits his turn on deck as he's got 2 of the hits in this affair tonight. So 3 balls and no strikes. Suzuki digging in. Waguespack getting the sign from the catcher, Mori, and here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike right down the middle, and the count is now 3-1. Keep your eye on the base runner, Yamakawa. When it gets to 3-2, they'll probably put him in motion. The big fella over there. I don't think they'll put him in at 3-1. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. Now that runs the count to 3-2 to Suzuki. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the left-handed hitting Suzuki waiting on the payoff pitch. There goes the runner at first. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the right field line. It's into the corner. It's going to be extra bases. 1 Lion has scored. Rounding second and rounding third and heading home is Yamakawa. Here comes the throw. Instead, it goes over to third, and it's going to be a 2-run triple for Shohei Suzuki, as they have got themselves a triple here to knock in a couple of runs. McKinnon is going to score. Yamakawa scores. 3-1 for the Lions, and my friend Shotgun Shell, maybe he is onto something over there as he's got himself the Lions. It is now a 3-1 ball game, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Ito, and the crowd is absolutely going crazy. So that is now a 3-1 ball game. Lions have the lead here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Well, Ito steps to the plate. Waguespack ready to go to work again. He delivers a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Ito tonight, a single, a double, a stolen base, and a strikeout to his name. He is officially 5 for 11 on the year. Off to a pretty solid start. Nice. No balls and 2 strikes to Ito. He bats from the right side, waiting on the offering from the right-hander Waguespack. And there's a fastball that gets through the legs of the catcher, Mori, all the way to the backstop. That's going to be a wild pitch, I would think, because the ball bounced ahead of him. We'll have to get the replay on that one, but that is going to bring in the 4th run of the game, and that might be the insurance marker right there. The Lions are getting high fives all around the Buffaloes on their way to their first loss of the season, potentially because of that. Now the scoreline is 4-1 for the Lions. The crowd is got the flags going. Everybody is pretty excited in Saitama. So 4-1 the scoreline. Waguespack back to work. Here's the 1-2. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Ito stood there like the house by the side of the road, watched it go by for out number 3, but not before damage is done. 3 runs in the inning on the 2-run triple by Suzuki, and he later scored on a wild pitch. There was 2 hits. We'd have to check on the errors, but we've got it right now as no errors. There was nobody left the board. We are now moving to the 9th inning. Your score, it's the Seibu Seibu Lions 4 and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for tuning in here with us. We'll be right back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change as the Seibu Lions are going to the bullpen. It's going to be number 29, Mikado Aoyama, in relief. So this one here, he is not their regular closer, as it was Masuda who came in for some work last night and was definitely not effective. He'd given up a couple of runs in the ninth inning. And so it is going to be Aoyama in relief here. So number 29, a right-hander, Mikado Aoyama in relief. And so that is going to be coming up to bat for the Buffaloes here. Scheduled to bat is Yumamune, Marwin Gonzalez, and Shuhei Fukuda. Those are the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order. So the Buffaloes are down to their last wraps here. Looks like there is a couple of substitutions. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Looks like at third base and first base. So some defensive ones for the Lions. Shotgun Shell says closer down. After this one, we'll give you a recap and check the scores from around the NPB as the first offering is on the way. It is a slow breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball one. Count is 1-0. 3 for 10 on the season is the left-handed hitting Mune. They need base runners here to do the Buffaloes, and here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This is lined into left field. It's going to be a base hit. It's going to get down. Mune rounds first as he slams on the brakes, and that is going to be a base hit single for Yuma Mune. So Mune on at first. And that is going to bring up Marwin Gonzalez. Where for Gonzalez tonight, he is 1 for 3. He has a homer in 3 trips. He's also lined out to second and struck out. So he comes to bat here with the runner at first and nobody out. Home run the last time up, he went the other way with it. He was the switch hitter batting left-handed. Hit that ball to left field. It stayed within the foul pole, and he swings at the first pitch and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Gonzalez. He looked like he wanted to bring the Buffaloes within 1 on that swing. Living Room Sports says, go to the Hawks-Marines game after this one. 0 chance at that. We'll give you the recap and we'll shut her down. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder. It looks like Peyton is out of the ball game. We'll have to take a look. That might be the other player that the Lions have. I think they may have moved Suzuki in there. But regardless, it's a fly ball out to center field. Gonzalez is gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Shuhei Fukuda. Well, for Fukuda, he comes to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He's 1 for 8 on the young season. As the right-hander, Aoyama delivers a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Keeping our eyes peeled, it's a 5-3 game now for the Hawks over the Marines. That's in the 7th inning. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that is swung through and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Looks like they've moved Peyton over to left field. The center fielder is Suzuki. And there is a fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Fukuda. But the rest of the changes, I don't see anything quite there yet. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 1 strike as Fukuda is waiting here on the offering from the reliever Oyama. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-1. Takumasa Chano is waiting on deck. He has walked a couple of times tonight and singled. We'll see if he can continue to find his way on base in this one here, but it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Fukuda. I said yesterday the Seibu Seibu Lion bullpen is questionable. Even a 3-run lead here in the ninth. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner. The count is now 3-2 to Fukuda. I don't know if a 3-run lead is safe in Seibu these days. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander leans in and he gets his sign from his catcher Koga. Yama holds set and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. And that is going to be a walk for Fukuda. That's going to bring the tying run to the plate as Yumamune advances over to second. And Takumasa Chano is now coming to the dish, and we're going to have a conference on the mound. It's a heck of a ball game here, everybody. As we have a 4-1 score line, we are in the top of the 9th inning. The Buffaloes have 2 on and 1 out. They are threatening. So the runner at second is Yumamune. The runner at first is Fukuda, but the one that counts, the scheduled hitter is Takumasa Chano. And that looks exactly like who is still coming to bat here. On base all 3 times he has come to the plate tonight. 2 for 7 on the season is the young left-handed hitting right fielder tonight. They do a double take because he played in left field last night. Here comes the first pitch, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So this is the Seibu Seibu Lion relief corps that we have thought that they would be, and it is an exciting one if you're a fan of the other teams because their bullpen is not that strong. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the offering to Chano. He kicks and delivers. That's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count is even now at 1-1. One gone here in the top of the 9th inning. It's only been the Marwin Gonzalez flyout. Mune at second, Fukuda at first. Chano batting here with a 1-1 count. He waggles the bat. And he's waiting here on the offering from the righty Oyama. And here's the pitch. It's a split finger pitch, waved that and missed, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander leans in. He gets his sign, does Oyama. Buffaloes here need a rally here in the 9th inning. Right-hander works to the set position. He checks the runners and now delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses way outside, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Channel ready to go again. Crowd is in good voice tonight. As the right-hander holds set, he now checks the runner and delivers. It is a fastball swung on it is chopped foul down the first base line. That's going to be foul. It's going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Buffaloes and Lions here at all the action tonight. As we said, all the other games are approaching their final as well, or close to their finals. Action holding on to a 4-2 lead against Yokohama. That's in the top of the 8th inning. Hawks have a 5-3 lead over the Marines. That's also in the top of the 8th. There's a fastball that misses down. It squirts away from the catcher, Koga. He blocks it, but nobody's going to advance there. They don't want to take the risk. It's going to run the count full to Chano, but it's going to put all the runners, well, you're putting everybody in motion. There's only one gone here. So the runner at second, Yumamune. The runner at first is Fukuda. Noguchi, in the top of the order, waits their turn on deck. Here comes the 3-2 as Chano is waggling the bat. Yama holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. That's going to keep the count at 3-2 strikes. Good piece of hitting there by Chano to keep inside the ball and slice that one off. He is battling now. Living Room says he's trying to put $10 on Orix, but they won't let him. Now he's got the money there. He wants to see if they're going to make the comeback. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Yama is going to pound it inside, and the pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, moving over underneath it and making the catch is Peyton. That is going to retire Chano for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it up to the top of the order, Tomoya Noguchi. Well, for Noguchi, he's looking for his first hit of the night. He has struck out 3 times, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. 1 for 12 on the season. So Yama in a jam here, looking to get himself out. Runners at first and second, 2 away here in the top of the 9th inning. Yama holds to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and foul away. Count is quickly 0-1 to Noguchi. The batter here, waggling the bat. Noguchi waiting on the 1-0 off or 0-1 offering. So Yama looks in and he gets his sign. He works to the set position. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side of the infield. And that is going to be made the catch by Kadama. And that is going to do it here in the ball game. The Lions are going to get their first win of the year. And that'll do it here. We got no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors. And there was 2 runners left aboard. Your final score, Seibu Seibu Lions 4 and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here, but we'll wrap this up when we return after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Quick recap on this one, not a lot of scoring. Scoring was opened up in the Bottom of the 6th inning, a solo shot by the Lions. David McKinnon opened up the account for Seibu as he went yard with 1 out in the 6th. In the top of the 7th, with 1 out, Marwin Gonzalez did the same for the Buffaloes as he sent an opposite field home run to left field, make the score 1-1. On the bottom of the 8th inning, Jacob Waguspak came on in relief. He walked the leadoff hitter, David McKinnon. He was sacrificed to second by Shota Tanesaki after Hataka Yamakawa single. Takumi Kuriyama struck out. And then it was Shohei Suzuki who had a 2-run triple to blow this game apart. And then he came home on a wild pitch to increase the score line to 4-1. Your final is Saitama 4, or the Saitama Seibu Lions 4, and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Taking a quick look at the scores around the NPB before we sign off tonight. In other action, it was the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 3, the Hiroshima Carp 2. The Murray Giants knocked off the Chinichi Dragons 3-2 tonight. The other game that's going on in the Central League in the bottom of the 8th inning, it is the Hanshin Tigers 4-2 over Yokohama. The other game in the Pacific League that was a final earlier, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles beat the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 2-1. And underway, it is the SoftBank Hawks are leading the Chibalote Marines. That's going to the bottom of the 8th inning, 5-3 in that one. Again, your final score is the Saitama Seibu Lions 4, the Orix Buffaloes 1. We're glad you were able to jump in tonight with us, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here. And thanks again for everybody else for dropping by tonight. We will be back on the airwaves again in the week, as we will be calling a number of games in the NPB. We will return on Monday night, North American time. I believe that'll be at midnight. We're going to be doing the Eagles and the Lions. And then we will be on Tuesday evening or Wednesday Japan time. It'll be the Fighters and the Marines, as well as on Wednesday. And then we flip over as we will give the Eagles and the Marines calls on the Thursday and the Friday. And after that, we'll have to take a look at our schedule and see what that will enable us to do. Once again, everybody, it's been another Last Perhaps Baseball video production. We hope you have a great night, and hopefully we will see you again later. Again, your final score, the Saitama Seibu Lions 4 and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Don't forget to check our page on the daily, and that is we give you the daily picks in the NPB. They are going to come out every single day. Today, we're doing okay. You will do a little bit better if the Hawks can win, and we'll see what happens after that. All right, everybody, have a great night, and we will catch you again on the flip side. And that will be on Monday. Have a great night.